Why would Qing Yi for Wang Ping willingly give up the chance at eternal life that was already within easy reach, and even sacrifice her life to follow him, turning herself into a soul just to remain forever by Wang Ping's side?
爹，我与王平有约，即便是黄泉也会相伴。带我走，哪怕化作魂魄，只要能陪伴王平。爹，这是当年你对我说的，是你让我一直陪着王平。
你不后悔？
不会。
After hearing the love story between the two of them, perhaps you will understand. Falling in love at first sight may only come from a fleeting moment of excitement, but accompanying someone for an entire lifetime, growing old together until white hair and fading years, even willingly giving up one's life for them, what an extraordinary thing that is. The two first met at a restaurant in Qishui City. He was merely an outer sect disciple of the Sun Clan, an overlooked nobody whose cultivation had not even reached foundation establishment. And though she was the crown princess of the entire Ranyun planet, she had been refined by her own mother into a grievance infant destined to never cultivate for the rest of her life. In a sense, they were both fallen souls wandering the ends of the world. Because of Wang Ping's casual act of respecting the elderly and caring for the young, Qing Yi developed feelings for him, and because Qing Yi once saved him with a helping hand, Wang Ping also began harboring a trace of affection toward her. Under Wang Lin's matchmaking, the two officially embarked on the next stage of their lives, decades of struggle within the mortal world. Your aptitude is decent. If you are willing to exchange 60 years of companionship with Pinger for an opportunity to cultivate the Tao, would you accept? This junior is willing. The reason Qing Yi agreed at the time was first because she already had some affection for the unpretentious Wang Ping, and second because the one making the offer was Wang Lin. It is worth mentioning that the moment Qing Yi agreed, Wang Lin directly raised her cultivation to the great completion of the late nascent soul stage. But because what Wang Ping wanted was to personally build a mortal empire from the ground up, her cultivation was not of much practical use, much like the yin void puppet. She would only act when Wang Ping encountered a life or death crisis. Thus, from the moment Qing Yi began following Wang Ping through more than 40 years of mortal life, she quietly stayed by his side as a woman no different from an ordinary mortal. To carve out a kingdom under such conditions was naturally unimaginably difficult. In the original novel, Wang Ping spent only a few short years establishing an organization known as the Heavenly Conduct Sect. Judging from the name alone, its purpose was clearly to uphold justice and act on behalf of heaven. As the saying goes, those who win the hearts of the people win the world. With the support of countless commoners, the Heavenly Conduct Sect spent merely 10 years growing strong enough to stand equally against the other three great empires of Ranyun planet. And Wang Ping's actions naturally offended those lofty rulers who took pride in exploiting the labor of the lower classes. As a result, the Heavenly Conduct Empire faced joint military campaigns from the surrounding empires. At that moment, the yin void puppet given to him by Mazi finally showed its worth. Every time Wang Ping encountered danger on the battlefield, the appearance of the yin void puppet would immediately reverse the tide of war. Of course, Qing Yi also shared countless hardships alongside him. Although the original novel only briefly described Wang Ping becoming a mortal emperor, Qing Yi accompanied him through innumerable trials and tribulations. At first, perhaps to her, this was merely a transaction. She participated only as an observer. But as time passed, she realized this so-called crown prince of Ranyun planet was completely unlike those spoiled young masters. He treated the people like his own children, and because Wang Lin had hired her to accompany him, he never once forced her to do anything against her will. Thus, Qing Yi gradually fell deeply in love with this charismatic man before her. To care for Wang Ping's feelings, Qing Yi even gave up the beauty she once cherished most. She no longer used cultivation to preserve her youthful appearance. Instead, like Wang Ping, she accepted the passage of time as an ordinary mortal. Perhaps the most romantic thing Qing Yi could imagine was simply growing old together with the man before her. Later, through the tireless efforts of the two of them, and because other cultivators feared Mazi's terrifying reputation and dared not interfere, they eventually established a mortal empire that dominated the entirety of Ranyun planet. Wang Ping became the ruler of the nation, while Qing Yi forever stood behind him as the mother of the empire. Later, after returning to Wang Lin's side and learning that he himself had truly been refined by his own mother into a grievance infant, Wang Ping likely could not accept such a devastating truth. Or perhaps he simply wished to believe it was all a lie fabricated by his father. Heartbroken and disillusioned, Wang Ping abandoned the empire entirely and entrusted it to those who had followed him for years. As for himself, he settled down with Qing Yi in a remote frontier town to live an ordinary life. At this point, Wang Ping was merely an elderly man who made a living through carving, and Qing Yi had become an aged woman busy with daily household matters. Like any ordinary couple, they lived together for 10 years. By then, their relationship was no longer a transaction. They had long since become accustomed to each other's companionship, a bond fused deep into their very bones. In truth, during this period, Wang Ping had already sensed that his life was nearing its end. He was deeply grateful for Qing Yi's silent companionship through all those decades living beside him as a mortal. This kindness he would remember forever. Tears quietly streamed down Qing Yi's face. Because in Qing Yi's eyes, cultivation was no more than drifting dust. She did not wish to become a heartless immortal. She only wished to be someone capable of love. Yet mortals must eventually die, and Wang Ping as a grievance infant was naturally no exception. Later, after the Thunder Emissary, Lei Daozi exposed the truth that Wang Ping had actually been formed from sword qi. And after receiving confirmation from his father, the obsession lingering in his heart was finally released. And thus the reincarnation that belonged to Wang Ping in this lifetime finally came to its end. Before parting, Wang Ping said to Qing Yi, "If there is a next life, if I can truly reincarnate, Qing Yi, I will come find you." At that moment, the final trace of resentment within Wang Ping completely dissipated. After turning into a single wandering soul, he was reluctantly collected by Wang Lin into the heaven-defying bead. But then Qing Yi made a decision that even shocked Wang Lin, a man long accustomed to endless slaughter. She knelt before Wang Lin, crying her heart out in utter despair.
爹，我与王平有约，即便是黄泉也会相伴。带我走，哪怕化作魂魄，只要能陪伴王平。爹，这是当年你对我说的，是你让我一直陪着王平。
你不后悔？
不会。
Originally, Qing Yi could have relied on Wang Lin's terrifying reputation to live freely and carefree on Ranyun planet as the crown princess. But for Wang Ping, Qing Yi willingly gave up that heaven-defying opportunity. She even abandoned her own life just to remain forever at Wang Ping's side. And it was precisely because of Qing Yi's pure and unwavering devotion that Mazi made an exception. He personally sealed Qing Yi's remnant soul together with Wang Ping's soul inside the heaven-defying bead. There was no birth-aging sickness or death there, no suffering of reincarnation. Within that eternal world, they were finally able to truly remain together until old age, never separating for all eternity. Whether in reality or in the cultivation world, countless people betray their spouses, abandon their children, and turn against friends and family for the sake of profit and ambition. But the story of Qing Yi and Wang Ping makes us understand one thing. True love has never been the breathtaking amazement of first sight, nor passionate vows that shake the heavens and earth. Rather, it is remaining by each other's side through all the years to come, whether in glory and wealth, or in ordinary and peaceful days. But among all people, how many can truly achieve that?